Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is May the 28th, 2024. Hopefully this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Actually got that lasagna. No, I can't say that. It's Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Because of the holiday stuff. Y'all know I got my memorial, Monday lasagna. Sure. But yeah, today's Tuesday, and we were back at work. I gotta say, today was filled with technical difficulties. We started off, I came in and I noticed the crusher was already half full. So I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. But that's happened before. It's not new. Sometimes our trash, gals, they come a little bit later and, it jams me up a little bit, but, it's business as usual. But something else happened instead of that, and instead they just didn't show up. They didn't come at all. So that was fun because then the crusher filled up on me maybe about like 2 hours in tops of me working, and I more or less just hung out and played games on my phone for most of the day. And which leads me to my second thing was, and this is going to lead to an apology, so gear up for that. I was finally going through and like kind of sound checking some episodes, from last week, this weekend, and realized I double uploaded an episode as a new episode. So I'm really sorry about that. That's my bad, a mea culpa. It looks like the episode has been re-uploaded properly and it's, fixed on all the platforms, I think. Let me know if not. Thanks for being troopers and not roasting me for that. I know at least a few people did listen. But yeah, it's re-uploaded. It is a new episode. It's the Texas Minaj and Acutus episode. If you want to hear what happened with Nicki Minaj and the God's influencer, if you will, I got that for you. So there you go. Let's see here. Was there anything else I really wanted to talk about? A bit of an add-on I wanted to talk about on the Papua New Guinea thing. I was kind of kicking myself in the butt. I forgot to add that there has been like a level of tribal violence that has kind of been inserted. It's been an ongoing thing, but because of the landslide and just everything kind of just being vulnerable, everyone being vulnerable, it's kind of escalated the tribal warfare in areas that it was kind of less than, or at least more sanctioned off from that. So yeah, I wanted to add that there. I know it's a whole clusterfuck. I feel like I can say that we're over a minute now. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So now that we're nice and comfy and cozy, we've talked about the sorries and how my day has been. Let's do a classic food corner. What did I eat last night? I had Korean fried chicken, and then I added some fish sticks. I know, I'm weird. And then also I had some white rice, and with the Korean fried chicken, I had this like spicy sauce, and it was really good. It was very yummy. Also, I had some egg rolls, and I had a random just big piece of bacon that I just had with it as well. So there you go. It was a treat. I enjoyed it. All right, so we've talked about all the usual stuff that we do. Let's go ahead and do our startup, and then we'll get into some news for today. Ooh. All right. Our first story comes from the New York Post. San Diego police officer Anthony Hare resigns after locking himself in backseat with female detainee. Are you single? A San Diego police officer has resigned after he was caught locked in the backseat of his squad car with a female detainee who propositioned him for sex last year. Newly released body cam footage showed. Officer Anthony Hare, who I have to mention this up top, has no hair. At least from the pictures. Maybe he is a grower, and just not a shower when it comes to that. But no, he looks to be all thumb, no hair action, but yet his name is Anthony Hare. I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, Officer Anthony Hare left his post about a month after a probe was launched into the August 2023 incident, and one day before he was to meet with investigators for his second scheduled interview. Hare, who had been with the SDPD for 2 years, found himself in the vehicle with the female suspect after he arrested her on suspicion of stealing a car outside a convenience store, according to CBS 8. The suspect, who has not been named, was one of two people wanted for the car theft. She also has had a bench warrant out for her arrest. Let's see here. Why are there so many ads? I should scroll through them. Here we go. In body cam footage released by SDPD, the suspect was heard propositioning the officer for sex after asking him if he was married. "You're not too bad. What's it gonna hurt me if I work the system? You know what I mean? That's the way I see shit," she told Hare. "Are you single?" she added, to which he responded, "Yeah, but you're not." "I'm down to fuck right now," she told him, before he interrupts, "Don't say that right now. Don't say that right now because everything is being recorded right now." Why would you say that knowing you're being recorded? That's already very suspicious. So, I mean, hey, I'm going through this to show, like, this guy was not that bright. And clearly was just going to be like, yeah, I know I should probably say no to this, but I'm going to just take advantage. And so let's go. Let's continue. As the pair approached the detention, I lost some of my, there we go. Sorry. As the pair approached the detention center, Hare can be heard asking the female suspect what she is doing in the back seat, which is very weird because once again, this is still recorded. So the conversation before recorded, like everything up to this point recorded. Hare turned off his body camera and slowed his vehicle down as he drove onto a residential street, the outlet added. About 20 minutes later, Hare called for a fellow officer to help him out of the police car over the embarrassing mishap. Which essentially what winds up happening is, I asked him if he's okay. He said yes, and then asked if I had put my patrol car key with me. If I had my patrol car key with me. I asked why he was asking and what did he need. The unidentified officer said of Hare, describing him as panicked. Officer Hare then asked me if I could go meet him. So, kind of fast forwarding, riffing a little bit here. Essentially, in doing the act and doing the deed, Hare locks himself in with the suspect and cannot get out of his squad car, and then has to call a fellow officer to meet up with him and get him out of the car. To which he then says, "Hey, she was having like a medical incident, and I was tending to her, and it looks like she's okay now." But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I asked him his location. He said near Cottonwood. I asked him why he needed me, and he said he would tell me when I got there. He said he was really embarrassed. I bet he was. Also, it's added that San Diego police found traces of semen on Hare's belt, CBS reported. So, I mean, they really do have him dead to rights on this shit. Let's see. He wanted to get with me when I was done with the warrant or whatever I got arrested for, she said. It is unclear if he faces any criminal charges over the ordeal. The Post has reached out to the San Diego Police Department for comment. So yeah, I mean, sometimes this shit is just stranger than fiction. You just can't write some of these characters. They just live and breathe on their own. And yeah, they even get a badge sometimes, license to fucking ill, baby. But yeah, from one side of the law, well, we talked about that. Let's go ahead and talk about some people on the other side of the law and on the run. From USA Today, Louisiana police searching for 2 escaped prisoners after 4 slip through fence. Man, easy fucking does it sometimes, Louisiana police are looking for 2 inmates who escaped through a jail fence during recreation time, according to a Sunday news release. A total of 4 inmates escaped from Tangipahoa Parish Jail in Amite City, approximately 1.5 hours north of New Orleans, according to the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office. During a news conference on Monday, TP Sheriff, that's right, I'm abbreviating it, Office Chief Jimmy Travis said a member of the public notified authorities about the missing men. Travis called the fact that they heard about the escape from a member of the public very concerning and attributed it to a lack of supervision and short staffing, in addition to the numerous infrastructure problems. Yeah, so apparently 2 of the guys had gone to a relative's, like, kind of looking for safety, kind of, can we hide out here, whatever. And no, apparently not. Dimes got dropped on them. But it's crazy that it took that instead of people actually, like, at the jail figuring out, oh, people are just escaping and just running out of our prison right now. Like, and there's a little bit more to it. They say at the end how they get out exactly. But 2 of the men first left the jail on Saturday and were found by Monday morning hiding in a garbage bin behind a Dollar General store. Travis said during a news conference. Let's see here, scroll further. Travis said the Narcotics Division and Detective Division is trying to find information on where the 2 at-large individuals might be. However, he said they believe that the 2 may no longer be in the Tangipahoa Parish. Let's see here. The 4 suspects or inmates on the run identified as Omarion Hookfin, 19, Avery Guidry, 19, Jamarcus Cyprian, 20, and Travion Johnson, 21. Oh, so all pretty much youngins. Let's see. Cyprian was jailed on a robbery and weapons charge, according to police. The other 3 were incarcerated on charges related to a 2020 home invasion in which a 12-year-old was shot multiple times and her father was killed, according to local outlet WWL Louisiana. Hookfin and Cyprian have yet to be located, according to the most recent updates available. Police are asking locals with knowledge of the incident to contact them. Essentially just looking for more tips and probably, and honestly, these things usually get wrapped up pretty fast. I think I heard this story on Sunday, and then I think started hearing maybe news about the capture maybe Monday night, if I'm not mistaken. If not, for sure, obviously today. Let's see here. What else did I want to pull? The escape route included multiple steps and weaknesses in the system, Travis explained. The escapees broke open some eroded fencing, hid behind the fence and the next wall until dark, slid under an 8-inch gap in the wall, and scaled 2 razor wire fences, Travis said. So it wasn't just a simple running. Also, sorry, I'm getting a little stun locked here. I'm seeing an ad for the Kite Runner, but I guess it's like a musical. And the Kite Runner is one of my favorite books growing up. And it's a pretty intense story. And I saw the movie. If you've seen the movie, then you know. Or you read the book, you know. But yeah, was it Khaled Hosseini? That's kind of surreal. I'm literally looking at the book like right in front of me in my room. So that's weird. Sorry. Anywho, let's talk about Graceland. We have things to talk about from the New York Times. Who plotted to sell Graceland? An identity thief raises his hand. I don't know, man. I feel like I gotta say this with a big old whoosh, allegedly kind of in here, because I don't know if this is actually any kind of closing of a chapter or just maybe a red herring. I don't know, but we'll chop it up. Let's talk about it. The writer said he was an identity thief, a ringleader on the dark web with a network of worms placed throughout the United States. In an email to the New York Times, he said his ring preyed on the dead, the unsuspecting, and the elderly, especially those from Florida and California, using birth certificates and other documents to discover personal information that aided in their schemes. We figure out how to steal, he said. That's what we do. Recently, the writer suggested the group had turned its attention to a major target, the estate of Lisa Marie Presley, which last week faced a threat that Graceland was about to be foreclosed on and sold by a mysterious company Nasani Investments and Private Lending LLC. Not really going to do a big recap. I feel like it's recent enough, and it's in the article if you want to read it and catch back up. But keeping on to the main beat of this update, media outlets often receive unsolicited emails from people who make outlandish claims, but this email arrived Friday in response to one sent by the Times to an email address that Nasani, yeah, we're going to go with Nasani, listed in a legal filing sent to a Tennessee court reviewing the foreclosure. In its email, the Times referred to the company's claim that Presley had borrowed $3.8 million from it using Graceland as collateral. And the responses, which came from the email address the Times had written to, the writer described the foreclosure effort not as a legitimate attempt to collect on a debt, but as a scam. I had fun figuring this one out, and it didn't succeed very well, the email writer said. He said he was based in Nigeria, and his email was written in Luganda, a Bantu language spoken in Uganda. But the filing with the email address was faxed from a toll-free number designed to serve North America. It was included in documents sent to Chancery Court in Shelby County, Tennessee, where the foreclosure is still pending. Also, they had a translator read this, and they said that this language was very broken up, but the English in the filing in terms of court was fine. It was fluent. So that kind of leads me to think that maybe this is just a person who's maybe just trying to throw off a scent even. And I don't know if maybe they're doing it for indirect attention or whatever. They just want to fuck with the New York Times or people at large. I don't know. Maybe this is a real McCoy situation because hackers do kind of move like this sometimes. We've definitely covered stories like this. Sometimes they're youngins and they're weird, but they just want to get money fast and this is their little hustle. So it's possible, but I really don't think that we've actually closed, the actual lid on this quite yet. Especially not legally. I haven't heard any actual legal closing of this by any representation by the Nasani LLC or Nasasi, whatever the fuck. So yeah, the beat goes on, but still, this was a really bizarre case, but still a very interesting insight into Graceland, I guess, an excuse to talk about Elvis and, Lisa Marie and her child with Riley Keough. So yeah, an interesting little twist or wrinkle, but I don't think it's case closed quite yet. Maybe this is a guy and maybe we'll learn more about them, or this hacking group or these network of worms. Or, I don't know, maybe we'll find more just information in general. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's move on to I feel like it's potential good news, but I have some gripes I want to maybe get through, work out through this podcast episode. But before that, let me go ahead and take my last break. Feel free to take one with me. And we'll go ahead and close it out. All right. I'm thinking we're back. From the from the Guardian. Sole copy of Wu-Tang Clan Wu-Tang Clan album to be played to the public for the first time at Mona. Whew. Once upon a time in Shaolin, the Wu-Tang Clan album that exists in a single physical copy that was once bought by disgraced pharmaceutical entrepreneur Martin Scarelli for $2 million. I'm sorry, will finally be available to hear if you can get to Tasmania. The Museum of Old and New Art, or the Mona, in Hobart, has acquired the album on loan from the digital art collective Pleaser for its upcoming exhibition Name Dropping, which will explore status, celebrity, and notoriety. Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, sometimes referred to as the most valuable album ever made, was recorded in secret between 2006 and 2013 and is housed in an ornate silver box. It reportedly features contributions from all surviving members of Wu-Tang Clan and 2 appearances from fucking Cher, dude. I added the fucking. I'm sorry. But Cher, dude. I didn't know that Cher was on this album. Like, I have such, like, fucking FOMO about this shit. It makes me so, like, I guess I need to read a little bit further, and let's just get into it more. The album's rarity was intended as a statement about the impact of streaming and piracy on the value of music, with Wu-Tang producers Civil Rings and RZA describing it as a 400-year-old Renaissance-style approach to music, saying they hoped by offering it as a commissioned commodity to inspire and intensify urgent debates about the future of music. And I think that's really cute and all. I'm burping. I'm sorry. I think it's really cute and all, but I think Method Man, by the end of this paragraph, will sum it up best for me. A single 2 CD copy was pressed in 2015, and the digital masters files deleted. Awesome. So now, like, we're just stuck with this. This copy is all we have. You cannot get another. It's a one of one. A legal agreement at the time stipulated that the album could not be used for any commercial purpose for 88 years or until 2103. RZA said the number of years was chosen because there were 8 original Wu-Tang Clan members, because the numbers of the year 2015 added up to 8, and a rotated 8 is the symbol for infinity. That's so cool, Riz. I love that. His fellow member Method Man later described the 88-year stipulation as stupid. Because it's stupid, bro. Like, it's just such a high-minded fucking thing. And, like, don't get me wrong. I think the idea of, like, forcing people to, like, sit down and listen to a music, like, in a certain kind of way that they may have never ever had to listen to it before. It is very avant-garde, and like that's nice and neat, but like the fact that you forced it into this, and once again in a capitalist society, you kind of make it so that people like Martin Scarelli can just come up and be like, well, I have all this money, like I literally have all this cancer and AIDS money that I've accrued all of this wealth, I've hoarded it now, and I just get to buy this shit. Apparently he's also bought like shit like the Carter 5 before it was a thing, and that's cool. I love that. That's so great that he gets to like play that shit. At least he did get to play this shit for like his friends, and like he got to play this shit for his friends by day, and then potential love interest by night, and would be like, hey, you want to like listen to Once Upon a Time in Shaolin? And they'd be like, what's that? And then it's like, I got something for you, babe. And it's like, okay, that's not how this was intended, but he's the guy who fucking bought it. And then later he bought it for $2 million and then winds up selling this shit for 1.2 mil. And of course, it's like he could have made so much more money for it. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, no, dude, your little fucking music experiment. This is it. It's bearing the fruit that it's bearing. Like, don't worry about how much it's making. It's silly. It's fucking silly. But at the end of the day, at least it's in better hands. I feel like we at least covered when Scarelli lost the album or whatever. I feel like I had to pipe up about that shit because I feel a way about it. But goddamn, like I'm glad that people are gonna get a chance to listen to it. I did want to read a little bit further. Under the agreement, the album can be played at listening parties. A 13-minute medley of the album was played to about 150 art experts, rap fans, and prospective buyers at a single event held in New York's MoMA. I get those confused. So I've been getting the MoMA and the Mona confused, but whatever. I'm a simpleton, obviously. With the Rolling Stone writing, and if the full 128-minute Once Upon a Time in Shaolin is as solid as the 13 minutes heard at the playback, because you can only hear that little bit of a medley, a little bit, it could be the group's most popular album since 1997. Now, maybe that's just like editorial fluff what have you. But I'm tempted to believe it. I'm tempted to believe they put their whole fucking Wu-Tang Uzi into that shit, you know? And only that motherfucking capitalist grubby nerd has really got a chance to like listen to it the way that a normal person could just listen to any kind of music. And this isn't me saying like, oh, this is why streaming is superior, blah 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 blah. I'm just saying like, but there is a cost to just not just streaming on the fucking app. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, do you? I know Neil Young, he did his little protest against Joe Rogan and misinformation, and he fucking, left Spotify. And he even said, oh, the quality's bad on Spotify. Though, honestly, man, doing my little Pepsi challenge between at least Spotify and YouTube, I'm going to go for Spotify. But that's a whole other conversation. But anyway, he came back to Spotify. Why? Because at the end of the day, once they let that motherfucker Rogan just talk on whatever platform and still make his goddamn money, you can't, what are you going to do? Just stop making fucking music? Like, no, like, principle is key and king, and I get it, I understand, but, like, sometimes, man, just do the thing so people can listen to your shit. To me, that's important. Maybe I'm vain, maybe I'm silly and stupid, and I just want to be heard too bad, but I think, like, if you have something important to say, if you have something good to make, then it's like, make it, and then give it to the people. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I just wish that this is something we all could have heard and have talked about, like, over and over, Like, I feel like people would have been doing college seminars about Once Upon a Time in Shaolin already. But we can't, So, I don't know, man. But hey, do your thing. Our artistic license and integrity and... maybe this is going to make it not only the most expensive album, but most talked about album because it's so exclusive. Only time will tell. But hey, if you're a person who went, you hit my line. And I'm about to tell you how to hit my line. But first off, I have to show. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. If you'd like to become a newsie today, there is a way, there you go. Just helps out the effort, just puts a smile on my face financially. That does a lot. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Free ways, any of the socials as well. I saw that I got another Spotify follower, so hell yeah, thumbs up. We love to see that. It doesn't give me a name or anything like that, but that's cool. I'm trying to get the followers up on the YouTube. Please, with zero riz, please subscribe to my YouTube. Just helps the algo. Also hitting that like button, leaving cool comments, sharing is caring. It can be fun. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.